Early intervention under Part C of the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act, or IDEA, offers supports and services for children from birth to age 3 with developmental delays or disabilities and their families. Parents and caregivers play an important role during the early intervention process, as they are the team members with the most knowledge of their child's interests and activities and their family's daily routines. Historically, early intervention was provided using a traditional approach with a medical or clinical focus on fixing skills the child had not yet mastered. During the intervention session, the parent was often a passive observer, relying on the provider to influence the child's development.
You want to do another one?
There is now a shift in early intervention service provision.
Oh yeah, Marlo.
Based on current research, we know that we can have the most positive impact on the child's development if we use more routines-based interventions that support active family engagement.
I'm going to drink my juice too.
Interventions that are embedded in natural family routines offer more frequent practice of new skills where learning most naturally occurs.
You did it!
Shifting to a routines-based approach can be challenging for many providers, but it is well worth the effort. Listen now as we hear one provider describe her personal journey from a clinical to a routines-based approach.
When I look back at my professional career, I've had the good fortune to have it span the evolution of early intervention as I see it from the mid-'80s to now. And when I look back, it was much more of a clinical setting, much more of a rehab medical model where the families brought their child to the clinic 2 or 3 times a week and would be in a classroom or individual setting. And when I look back on that, I realized that the onus of the responsibility for making a difference in that child's skills really fell very heavily upon my shoulders because I didn't have the opportunity, or at the time, the responsibility to share with the family what it was that I was looking for the changes to be made at home. And then things changed in the 90s and we made changes to go into the natural setting. And the natural setting most often was a child's home. And so we went into the child's home, but we took our clinic with us. We took our toy bag with us and we took our activities and we brought them into the house and we sat down on the floor and everybody joined in, but I pretty much determined what we were going to be doing, the order we were going to be doing it, and really didn't take into consideration what the family's concerns were, what their priorities were, what their resources were. That was all about my toys and my activities. And then we got into the 2000s and we were still evolving in terms of becoming early interventionist. And now we are truly considered early interventionists, where we go into the home and our role is a coaching role. And instead of bringing in our toy bag and directing the services, we come into the home and we take the time to get to know that family, get to know that family's routines, get to know what's in their toy box, get to know what's happening during each of those routines, what that little person's doing and what that little person's not doing. What would the family like for that little person to be doing during that routine, and encouraging their participation. And I believe that my therapy is far more effective today than it was 25 years ago, because I am in the child's home. I am using the child's foods, utensils, toys, clothes, their couch cushions, their bike, whatever. We're using those things and we're teaching the parents all about what they need to know in order to help that little person grow.
Now that you've had the opportunity to hear from a provider as she describes her paradigm shift, check out part 2 of this video series to learn more about what early intervention can and should look like.